Hi, this is Dan Sullivan. I'd like to welcome you to the Multiplier Mindset Podcast. So my coaching experience goes back to the early 1970s, actually 1974. And one of the things that's really propelled the progress of Strategic Coach has been a transformation of the entrepreneurial marketplace. I think the biggest change actually was in 1980. And if I look back to the years in the 1970s before 1980 and then what happened afterwards, you can see that the introduction of the personal computer was probably the biggest game changer that has happened to entrepreneurism over the last 100 years. And I would say the reason is that it provided entrepreneurs in every kind of industry and every kind of business with a way of taking on some of the great capabilities that used to be found only in large corporations, but because of the constant evolution of hardware and software, the personal computer actually allowed individual entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs with very small teams to project great marketing ability, great database capabilities, great number crunching capabilities, great packaging capabilities. And I would say that the second game changer was really the internet, which really starts to fully bloom in the entrepreneurial marketplace in the early part of the 21st century, starting right around 2000. And all of a sudden, what it allowed entrepreneurs to do, again, as individuals and also as not really large companies, was to actually be global companies. For example, Strategic Coach, we operate in 8 different cities and we operate in 3 different countries, 8 different time zones. And this would not have been possible, one, before the personal computer and not at all before the internet. And then the third one, which is a huge, huge game changer, is mobile communications. I think the number now is that practically 60% of the planet, out of 7 billion human beings now, have cell phones. So what this means is that the number of clients and customers you can have with the ingeniously designed products and services now becomes very global, and there's no telling where the next ideas are going to come from. So these are the 3 biggest game changers that I see. And then if you think of those 3, the personal computer, the internet, and then mobile communications, and then you think of all the individual businesses, Amazon only exists because of those 3 breakthroughs. And then all the other big tech companies, Google and Facebook and Apple, they all depend upon these big platforms. So what we're living in a world where not only are there individual breakthrough businesses with terrific new value creation propositions, which are definitely game changers in marketplaces, sometimes local marketplaces, national, global marketplaces. But the other thing about it is that we're living literally within an environment. We're literally living on a platform that recommends new kinds of game changes, of connecting new types of techniques, new types of products, services with new types of clients and customers. So it's a wonderful age to actually live in if you're an entrepreneur, but you have to have the mindset of a game changer in order to create new game changer innovations. One of the big ones that I've noticed is the constant expansion of teamwork with people who might have been your competitors before. So one of the things that I'm seeing more and more is that each entrepreneurial company can now sort of create its own niche, which really isn't in competition with anyone else, but in fact provides great value to people who 20, 25 years ago would have been your competitors, but now they're part of your team. You can actually make your competitors into customers and promoters, and this is a phenomenal breakthrough. So I'm sitting here looking back at 40 years of coaching, and I'm thinking that probably those 40 years that I put in and all the experiences that we've had with close to 20,000 entrepreneurs, I'm beginning to think that this was all just R&D. I was just getting ready for the huge explosion of game changer possibilities that are going to take place as we go forward into the future. And it's all based on human ingenuity combined with technology and multiplied through teamwork.